Good evening, guys. Laura here. I just want to do a really quick tutorial on one of the functionalities found within Lightroom. Now, I'm going to take this photo. It is straight out of camera. The reason it is so sharp partially is because I'm shooting at 6.3. My ISO is at 100. Obviously, I'm using off-camera flash to achieve this. I could not have my aperture closed down that much, my ISO so low, if it was just the fridge light. But I want to show you guys what Lightroom does. Even if you hit reset and it's sort of like just a straight out of camera, as a default, when it imports, Lightroom is adding, let's go under the detail panel here, 40% sharpening. Watch what happens to sort of his face, especially his eyelashes, if I take that away. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Oops. There. Do you see how much softer he looks? So if you're shooting and you're like, my images just don't have that crispness, double check and make sure that your Lightroom default is actually setting up to add that little bit of sharpening. Mine was set when it imports to add default 40%. It should be doing that. I have not touched anything or set anything up. I've downloaded Lightroom, I've updated it. That's all I'm doing. So it should be doing that. If your images are feeling soft to you, like this, double check and make sure that Lightroom is adding that 40%. Now, I want to take this a little step further. I want you guys to really look at his cheek here. So do you see he has these little bumps? And I mean, he is young. He's only 5. But his skin isn't flawless. It's not magazine, right? He still has little bumps and stuff here. He's got a few little things on his nose here, but I want you guys to look down over here on the right hand side to this masking slider. So I can put it all the way at 100. Just making sure my computer can keep up with me. Pretty sure it did there. Everything's a little bit softer now. His eyelashes aren't quite as sharp. I can put it down to 0. His eyelashes are now sharper again. Why am I showing you this? Watch what happens if you hold down. If you're on a PC, it would be your Alt key. I'm on a Mac, so it's my Option key. I'm going to press that down with my finger right now, and I'm not going to let go, okay? I'm holding it down, and I'm going to grab this masking thing, and I am going to drag it, and as long as I am not letting go of my mouse button, and I am not letting go of my Option key on my keyboard, I can see exactly where that sharpening is applied. So I could apply it just to his eyelashes. I could apply it it defaults to the whole thing. The whole thing gets sharpened. But let's try applying it just to the very eyelashes and sort of perimeter and see what that looks like. So his eyelashes are still nice and sharp, but he has a little bit of a creamier look to his skin. Now I'm going to take the masking and I'm going to drag it back. While I'm doing that, watch sort of this area of his skin right here. So here we go. Dragging it back. Do you see how all the little bits of individual, I don't even want to say grain because there's not a lot of grain in this image, but sort of the texture to his skin comes back? I'm going to drag it all the way back up again. And his skin smooths out. Now, it's not artificial. It's not, like uncanny valley. He still has the little dots. He still has the bumps, but it's just a smoother look than this. It's really subtle, you guys. So if you want a sharp but creamy look to your photos, number 1, make sure your sharpening is defaulting to 40. Number 2, hold down your Option if you're on a Mac or Alt key if you're on a PC, and drag it to sharpen, oops, I let go of my mouse. Drag it to sharpen the edges, but maybe not the whole image. Maybe let their cheeks and their shirt sort of smooth out a little bit. That's around the 65% mark for me there. And you still have like very, very sharp eyelashes and bits of hair, but there's a little bit of creaminess there that was lacking if I put it back to 0. It's really, really subtle, you guys, but it's something that you might want to play with, especially if you have an image with significantly more grain than this one does.